welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. Let's have a heart-to-heart conversation about making empty threats. I understand when you're upset, you're in your feelings, you tend to say things you do not mean. And the problem with that is you're constantly making these threats to people, telling them, I'm going to leave, I'm not going to be your friend no more. You're telling your kids, if you do this, I'm not going to do that. You're going to be grounded, but then you don't do anything about it. Your actions don't match up and back up what you're saying. Then people are not going to take you serious. And when you really do get serious, it's not going to really matter because people are going to be so comfortable with you making empty threats. You constantly threatening that you're going to hurt them or you're going to do something to them that's going to hurt their feelings or whatever. In the beginning, yes, they probably took it really hard because they didn't know. But then after a while, your behavior starts to teach them that you are a liar. And you don't want that, especially from your kids. You don't want them thinking that you're a liar. Because that means nobody's going to take you seriously. They're going to disobey whatever you're telling them to do. They're just not going to care what you have to say. They don't care if you yell and fuss and complain and make all these other threats because they're used to your threats. You're not a person of your word. Be a person of your word. If you don't mean it, don't say it. And I used to have this really, really bad, and it cost me relationships with friends and with partners because I was constantly, well, if you do this, I'm going to leave. If you do this, I'm not going to be your friend. I'm not going to talk to you. If you said this, then we can't be friends no more and all this kind of stuff. And then the very time that they come back around and say that they're sorry or, hey, how you doing? What's up? I'm back talking to them. So you know what that taught them? That taught them that they can talk to me any kind of way they wanted to. They can disrespect me. They can lie on my name. They can accuse me of things. No matter what they wanted to do, they could drag me through the mud and I would still be there because my actions never proved to them that I was serious about me. Because I was not showing that, nobody else was serious about me. You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate and what you do not tolerate. And what you do not tolerate does not just come from you fussing and arguing and making threats. That doesn't matter. Nobody cares about your threats. What are you going to do about it? If someone is mistreating you, if someone is lying to you, if someone is stealing from you, whatever they're doing to you, if all you're doing is complaining and saying, if you do this, I'm going to call the police. If you do that, I'm going to stop supporting you or whatever. But then you don't call the police. If they do it again, you continue supporting them. What do they have to fear? Stop looking at other people as the problem and look at yourself. Because a lot of times we are the creator of most of our problems in our own lives. Because of the things that we tolerate, the things that we say and don't back up and do, the things that we put up with from people, we are the cause of that. We're the cause of our own heartbreak and our own disappointment. But we want to blame everybody else. Oh, that person wasn't a good person. That person was a liar. That person didn't care about my feelings. Like, they just kept on cheating on me. They just kept on lying to me. They kept on trying to pick fights with me. Like, they kept on dissing me, like, whenever they had new friends. No, that person only did what you allowed them to do. No matter how you try to switch it up, no matter how you try to put the blame on them, no matter how you try to make it make sense, it don't. And until you admit that to yourself, you're going to continue going through life that way. And you're going to find that so many people are just going to continue stepping on you. Just because you think you're a good person and you wouldn't do somebody some type of way does not mean that the next person is a good person like you and think the same way that you do. They may be a good person, but they still may test you because we're human. And if you're constantly here and I don't have to worry about what all the threats you're making. If I'm in a relationship with you on any level and you're threatening that you're not going to talk to me no more, you're not going to be my friend no more, you're not going to be with me no more, but then you always here, I'm not going to believe you either. And I consider myself to be a good person. I'm not going to go out of my way to do the things that I know that would make you happy. I'm not going to stress myself out trying to make sure that I'm showing up in that way if I know that no matter what I do, you're going to be here. Is that wrong? It is, absolutely. But a lot of times people don't think about that. When we know that we can get away with something, we're going to get away with it. Just like on your job. If you know that you can slack and still get the job done, you're going to slack and still get the job done and still get that paycheck. You're not going to say, let me do everything by the book, knowing that there's so many other ways you can do it. You're going to work hard for the same paycheck, and you're going to stress yourself out, taking on all this responsibility or doing the job extra hard, working harder versus smarter. A lot of us don't do that. That's the same with the way we treat people. If we know that we can get over on you, we know that we don't have to do much. We can call you once a week and you call me your best friend. If we know that we don't have to do too much, we don't have to extend ourselves to be in your life on any level, that's what we're going to do. Because by nature, a lot of us are selfish. I'm not saying like selfish to the point where you don't give to somebody or something like that. There's different levels of selfishness. Let's be real. We're not going to sit here and explain all that. You know what I'm talking about. If I know that my friend likes going to get her nails done every week, but I don't want to spend the money on that. I don't really care to get my nails done. You know, I'm okay with just painting my own nails or being natural, and that's it. But I know that that's what she wants to do, and she wants a friend like that. And she tells me that, but I tell her like, oh, okay, I'll come. And then she's like, well, every time I ask you, you don't show up, or you make an excuse not to come. If you keep this up, we can't be friends no more. But then she's calling me every week like, hey girl, let's hang out. I'm not going to get out of my selfish ways of saying I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do it. And that's not always selfish. Let's get that clear. Sometimes you have to say no. If you don't like to do it, don't force yourself. But if I'm not even trying to do anything she likes to do, but she goes out her way for me, it's not going to necessarily mean that I'm going to automatically reciprocate if I know that no matter what, she's going to still be my friend. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So whenever you are fussing and hollering and making empty threats to people, remember that sometimes you're cutting your own throat. Sometimes you're the problem. Sometimes you're the reason why you're not getting the results that you're wanting in your life, because you're constantly making empty and dead promises that are going nowhere. And then you wonder why people don't respect you. Then you wonder why nothing is going right for you. Then you wonder why you constantly keep getting into situations and friendships and relationships with people who walk all over you. It's you. Nobody's taking you serious. Get serious about you, because nobody, no matter how long they've been in your life, is going to get serious about you until you do. And that is a fact. That can be your own parents, your own children, your husband, your wife. It can be all kinds of people that are high priority in your life. And they're still going to continue to do what you allow. So y'all think about what I said. Take what you can from it, leave the rest. Leave your comments, let me know what you think. All I ask is that you're polite and courteous, because we are not here to be negative and to bring people down. We all have our own opinions and thoughts and feelings on things, and that's okay. I'm willing to listen to yours, just like you're willing to listen to mine. But we don't have to be negative and name call or to be malicious towards one another. But you let me know what you think. You can also leave me an email if you like. We can keep the conversation going there between you and I. Or you can leave me a topic idea that you would like to hear about or talk about, discuss. Or you can leave me your testimony just for me or for me to share. As usual, I will not share your personal information. I would just share your testimony for other people in our family to hear and to gain some wisdom from. So you let me know what you think. We'll keep the conversation going, and we will talk next time. Bye.